Now, this is the 23rd meeting of the Uppers Grove PTA. It's a very special meeting. As you may have noticed, Channel 4 is here to cover the meeting live on television. So, if the secretary will please read the minutes of last week's meeting,
Marty, I think all of us recall last week's meeting, the rather spirited discussion on the busing issue and the little unpleasantness that followed. By the way, I think we have a debt of thanks to the Uppers Grove Police Department.
They were on the spot.
And in light of that, Marty, I think I can move that we've dispensed with the reading of the minutes. That meets with everyone's approval.
Good idea. Pursuant to that, well, I have a letter here from Mike Junker. As you recall, he was in the vanguard of last week's busing debate. He's in the hospital now. I suggest we send him some flowers.
Yeah. We only have 37 cents left in the treasury.
Point of financial information, Marty. Now, last week we had something like $300 in that treasury. Now we got 37 cents.
Yeah, what are you insinuating, Mr. Giannetti?
I ain't insinuating nothing, sweetheart. It just appears that somebody's got their finger in your fiduciary pie.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Marty. Now, Marty, you know we had to buy ditto fluid.
That's a ditto fluid.
Oh, all right.
Please, can we get on to Let's get down to business here. I have a resolution.
Now, Marty, are we going to have the same refreshments we had last week?
Well, I imagine we'll have the usual Kool-Aid and cookies, unless someone has a better idea. Yeah.
How about ditto fluid and cookies, Marty?
Oh, all right, Mr. Giannetti, do you mind?
Please, let's get down to business here. Now, the resolution reads, be it resolved that sex education be integrated into the Uppers Grove school system. Well, is there any debate?
Is there any debate? You want to hear mine?
One at a time.
You've got the mouth, too.
All right, most of you know me. I'm Gus Giannetti, and I'm not going to be speaking tonight in my professional capacity as a teamster. Just think of me as just another conservative parent like yourself. But Marty, I got a daughter. She's a beautiful girl, a very beautiful girl. And I can't stand the thought of some young punk spreading those creamy white thighs and violating her flowering pubescence. I'm tortured by that thought night and day, Marty. And I think that the school system ought to do something about it.
Marty, your fingers. Burn your fingers there, Marty. Get out of the floor.
Please, Elliot. Yes.
Now, Elliot Post here. I think you all know me. Mr. Giannetti, I'd like you to put aside, if you could, for the moment, the fact that I am a village trustee and chairman of the Milk Fund. And think of me as just another concerned parent. Now, I have a boy in high school just about the same age as your daughter, Charlotte, and she is a beautiful girl. Very beautiful girl. And my boy, Elliot III, is a good boy. I think it's highly likely now, with the revival of the draft, that Elliot may be defending our country's interests someday soon, somewhere in the Middle East. And personally, I would much prefer to see my son learn about sex in the clean, wholesome environment of an American high school from a clean, wholesome American girl, rather than in some sleazy Beirut bordello where God knows.
You want to leave the Italian people out of this, buddy?
No, settle down if you could, please. Yes, Russ.
All right, Dr. Russ Levine, ZPG chairman at Zero Population Growth. Now, Marty, Mr. Giannetti is laboring under the delusion that there is a direct causal relationship between sex education and promiscuity when no such relationship exists whatsoever. However, Marty, there is a direct relationship between sexual ignorance and VD. Marty, do you know what the VD statistics are? Marty, do you know how many kids are walking the streets with VD this very minute? Gobs and gobs, Marty. This stuff is spreading like crab rats.
Yo, Marty, Coach Wayne Garrett here, all right?
Fine season for the coach.
All right, now, come on. The answer's not sex education. The answer's athletics. Yeah. Now, granted, these kids should learn about their minds, their bodies. The body's a beautiful thing. It's nature's perfect machine. It is. But I sit in my office, day after day, watching these young, muscular boys parade into the shower. And I've seen some pretty perfect machines, too. Oh, yeah. And the thought of wasting this money on sex education when we could get something useful like a two-man whirlpool, it makes me sick.
Yes, Elliot, please.
I'm not one to contradict the coach. God knows my boy thinks the world of this man.
Oh,
But
I think the world of your boy, too.
no one here is advocating that we hide the human body, Coach. But it's a fact that in the county of Cook alone, one teenager catches VD every 15 minutes.
I know that kid. Yeah. If he was catching footballs, he wouldn't be catching that VD. That's the truth.
Please, yes, quiet down, please. Mrs. Quinn.
And I've been sitting over here holding my peace for a long time. And I think that there's more here than meets the eye, if you know what I mean, huh? Now, the same people who are trying to introduce sex education into our school are the same people who tried to get the prayers out. Yeah, sure. They're the people who put the fluoride into our water and got us out of our commitment in Southeast Asia. In and out, in and out, in and out. Now I ask you, Marty, where's it all going to end?
That's a penetrating observation. I'm afraid it makes no sense, though.
Well, this is America, Mr. Levine, where even Jewish persons may speak their mind.
The name's Levine.
Levine, you're still an immigrant. Marty, I personally would not want to sit around all day and stare at sex organs. Sex organs do not belong in the classroom.
She's right. Let's leave them in the toilets where they belong.
Right, okay, all right.
Please, settle down now.
Point of order!
Yes, Russ.
Point of order! Marty, sex organs are not the subject at hand.
You young punk! You weren't even alive during the Depression.
She's got me there, Marty. Look,
Continue.
Marty, we were discussing sex education, and as I see it, that relates directly to ZPG. Now, Marty, do you know what the world population is going to be by the year 2000? Marty, given the projected growth rate and the present population, Marty, do you know how many people we're going to have on the face of this earth by the end of this century? Oodles and oodles, Marty. And that is precisely why I think it's time we start telling these kids about birth control devices.
Okay, Dumbo, hold it right there, huh? I've had enough on Mr. Laboon over here.
Name's Levine.
Levine, I care. Marty, I think it's great the adults get together and talk about sex. They should. A certain amount of oral sex is necessary in any community. But this guy, Laboon, over here, is talking about birth control devices and contraceptives. Next thing you know, he's going to be passing out condominiums to the kids at school. Hey, you on the playground. I see you,
Please, settle down, settle down. I recognize my wife.
Good for you, Marty.
As you all know, my husband and I are both devout Catholics. Thank you. Now, the Holy Father in Rome says that intercourse is for purposes of procreation only. Well, when Marty and I were first married, we were willing to go along with this. But pretty soon we found ourselves enjoying sex and doing it all the time for no reason at all.
Good for you, Marty.
Well, the result of this is 6 children, 4 boys and 2 girls that I wouldn't wish on any of you. Now, if Mr. Ravine can
Honey, the name's Levine.
Levine, of course, yes.
Okay.
If Mr. Levine can show me how to have sex without making babies, then I'm for Mr. Levine.
Call me Russ.
Okay.